See when I ride on bumble.
It's fake kills.
One time,
Yeah. Standard.
baby. One time. It's got to be
Lego. Lego.
passing the prime. Them girls, them I come, them I feel alive.
Let's talk about how oily my face is for a second. Like, can we do that? Can we do that? Like, my face is super oily. What's going on, sweets? What's going on, sweets? So my birthday's in like an hour. This makeup is super old, so we're gonna do a chit chat, get ready with me. I think I am also uploading a birthday vlog, but I don't know how long the vlog is going to be because I'm just doing a dinner on my birthday. Originally, I wanted to go to the Dominican Republic, but it got canceled because of COVID. Oh, here it is. So this makeup is old. I did this makeup at like 1 p.m. And child, sister girl, I am not removing it. I don't feel like removing it. So what we are going to do is just try to give it a little life. And we're going to talk about, we're having cocktails too. We're having cocktails. I can't show the drink because they might demonetize me, but I did put a lot. It's okay though. It's okay. Everything's okay. Now, I do want to apologize to you all because I did say I was going to upload the Housewives of Potomac commentary. I have been taking a lot of polls on my Instagram asking if y'all wanted a YouTube video or an Instagram video. And it literally was half and half. Half of y'all said y'all wanted a YouTube video. The other half of y'all said y'all wanted an Instagram video. And I was just in shambles because I didn't know what to do, sis. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know what to do. So, we're just going to do a YouTube video. And with this chit chat, get ready with me. I got on pajamas because, like, girl, where you going? But I might take some pictures. I know I'm going to take pictures at my dinner. We're going to be talking about Housewives of Potomac, Housewives of Atlanta, and Housewives of Salt Lake City. All in this video, all in this chit chat. Get ready with me. And first, we're going to start off with Housewives of Potomac 1 because that just got off, so everyone has had the chance to catch up with that. This whole season honestly got on my entire last nerves. It was a good season up until the fight, but then after that, everything after that was the fight. I don't like how most of the women started treating Monique. I don't like how they condemned her for the fight. I mean, I get, you know, no violence or whatever. But at the same time, the way the fight happened, like, at the end of the day, don't tell anybody to drag you and then get mad that you got dragged. Like, that's just not how it works. I can't tell somebody slap me then and then cry and get upset if they slap me. Like, I can understand if she was just attacked, but Candace was not attacked, sweetie. Candace, sweetie, you knew you was not attacked. And then the way the ladies, like Gizelle, we're going to go through this one by one, okay? Because it's too much. It's a lot to unpack. Like, the whole video will be Potomac. But we're just going to start off with Candace. Candace, I liked her in the previous seasons. Candace has always been a crier. And from one crier to another, like, what is this on my nose? Like, she cries on cue. You can't say that you're that traumatized from something, but then be very combative the entire time. At the fight, she was saying, drag me, and then she got mad that she got dragged. And once she got dragged, she was calling her a ghetto bee and basically, like, screaming, you know, after the fight. And, you know, in where I come from, if you're going to keep screaming after a fight, like, the fight's going to continue. It's going to continue. If you're saying drag that ghetto bee out of here, I don't want nothing to do with the ghetto bee, da 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 da, like, it's going to continue. And Candace needs to realize that she needs to take ownership for her part in the fight. And what bothered me the entire season is that she did not take ownership in anything. Words cut very deep, and when people use their words as weapons, sometimes other people get physical. And I'm not excusing that to Monique, but at the end of the day, you can only control yourself, and you can only take ownership for your part in it. And the fact that Candace as a grown woman cannot see that and cannot take ownership and has this victim mentality, it really irritates me. And the way she came for Portia, because Portia basically said the same thing and told Portia that she basically need to stay in her place. First of all, Candace, mama, that's bad for business, because the way you was crying as an adult, first of all, it didn't air until a year after, so you had a whole year to get yourself together. And I know you had to relive this and that, but the fact that you still can't sit up here and take ownership for your actions as an adult, the same thing you want Monique to do, it just doesn't make sense. So we're off of her, because she was just getting on my nerves. Next on the docket is Miss Wendy, honey. Now, Miss Wendy, I wanted to like Miss Wendy, and I said this on my Instagram. I was very happy that they added Miss Wendy to the show. One, she's a soror, whoop, whoop, you know. Secondly, she's darker complected. We don't really have many darker complected housewives. Y'all see this on my nose? We don't really have many darker complected housewives. So the fact that they added her to the show, I was very happy. I was rooting for her. We were all rooting for her. And another thing, she's the first Nigerian housewife. So I was like, okay, I got to root for her for that as well. Now, I haven't had the time to really finish my research on Miss Wendy, but I have had some findings about her family and about what's been going on now. Allegedly, we're going to say allegedly, Miss Wendy and her family, like, okay, let's look at it from this standpoint. Her storyline about her husband's side of the family really hating her side, like the fact that her husband's family will not talk to her or her husband or see their grandchildren. And her excuse for that is, well, my mom is, you know, a female chief, and, you know, her parent, his parent is upset about that, and that's why she'll never see her grandkids or never talk to me or never talk to her son. Something about that just does not sit right with me. We all should come to an agreement that there's more to this story, because it doesn't make sense. Now, I have heard from the streets, child, the streets was talking, that Miss Wendy's family got their wealth not legally, allegedly, okay? Because like I said, I didn't get to finish all of my research with this before doing this video. But allegedly, her family did not acquire their wealth the right way, and they've been into some rather disheartening things, allegedly. And that's probably the reason as to why his family is upset that he married her and just doesn't want anything to do with her or her family. Because all of a sudden, like, it does not add up. Y'all gotta agree. When you sit about it and think about it, just know it don't add up. So that's going on with her. So that I thought was a little weird. It was a little, okay, girl. But it's okay, because we all got cricket families. We all got, you know, stuff going on in the dark. So I didn't discredit her for having a scamming family, okay? But what I do want to say is that the way Miss Wendy came in too hot. She came in too hot. Like, first of all, you're new to the show, so you need to sit down. I know you're trying to keep your little flower or whatever, but you're new to the show. Not only that, her makeup was looking crazy. Whoever is doing her makeup needs to get fired, because doing makeup on a lighter complected woman is not the same as doing makeup on a darker complected woman, and you should know that as a makeup artist. The way she came for Ashley, like the first, you know, real debacle that they had in the season was just out of line. First of all, you don't come for Ashley. Second of all, you don't come for nobody new on the show. At the end of the day, sweetheart, you are not a new mother. You just had a new child. I don't care if the baby was preemie. I don't care if the baby was not healthy when it was born, which I pray to God, I think God, her baby was healthy and everything. But you don't sit up here and tell a new mother that she's not a new mother and then call her a fake B, when it's just like, where did that come from? Like, she was coming in too hot. It was just too hot. The block was too hot for me. After that, I was not feeling Miss Wendy. And then to continue on throughout the entire season, Of course, she was playing Miss Holier Than Thou with her crooked family, allegedly, talking about how Monique can't control herself and this, that, and the other, as if they've never seen a fight before, as if, like, come on. I'm pretty sure y'all seen a fight before, especially your family out here dealing drugs and committing scams and stuff, allegedly. So, let's not... Okay, next. We just gonna hop off of Miss Wendy because, oh my gosh, it's just, and then the way she disgraced herself by walking in them heels and slithering, like, yeah, it was a funny little joke, cute, you know, kiki, haha. But the fact that you was embarrassing yourself at your own party because you couldn't even walk in heels in your own party just did not make sense to me, child. Next on the docket, we got Miss Ashley. Now, Miss Ashley, I love Miss Ashley and I stand Miss Ashley. I have loved Miss Ashley from the time she was on the show. They had to bring her in to spicing up the show because at first Potomac was a little boring, I'm not gonna lie. And Miss Ashley has been carrying Potomac on her back because of her husband. I feel bad for her. I'm glad that she was able to have her child and that she's pregnant again. I feel really bad at the fact that every season it's like she's having to deal with some cheating allegation with her husband. And to be quite honest, I do not think her husband is gay. First of all, I don't know all of these people. I only know what I see, you know, on Potomac. So let's not take this all the way to heart, okay? But all I know is what I know, and that's all I know, okay? But as I can see from my two eyes that I have, that I don't think her husband is gay. I just think, first of all, he's not American, so men who aren't American really do... They're cut from a different cloth. They're not the same. They don't have the same norms as American men. And so that's why I feel like Michael, I've never thought that Michael was gay. He's just not American. Like, he's not going to have those, that's just it. Like, that's really just it. That's what we're going to chop it up to. And so I'm glad that Ashley stood her ground this season. The fact that she did testify for Monique shows that she was one of the only two people behind Monique when everybody was condemning her playing holier than thou. And I really liked that because at the end of the day, Candace did shove a knife in her face and was screaming and was acting like a ghetto hooligan, like she likes to call Monique. So it's just kind of like, I really, you know, Ashley, she earned her badges. Like, you can't come, ain't no coming from Miss Ashley, sweetie. It's no coming from Miss Ashley. Sorry. It's nothing y'all can say in these comments that's not going to make me like Miss Ashley. We love Miss Ashley, okay? Next is Gizelle. Now, I have been waiting, honey. I know Gizelle is a soror, but let me tell you, I'm not going to drag her like I really want to drag her because she's a soror. But Miss Gizelle does not need to say nothing for the rest of her days on Potomac. She needs to not pass go and not collect $200. She cannot say nothing else about no one. Reason being. Now, Gizelle has always annoyed me. I have never really liked Gizelle like that. Just because Gizelle is like a mean girl. Like, the way she talks about people, like she's a mean girl. And it's one thing to be a mean girl and try to play victim. You can't be a mean girl and try to play holier than thou. Like, it doesn't really mix. It doesn't really mix. You gotta pick one. You either gonna be holier than thou or you're gonna be a mean girl. But she always tries to dibble and dabble in both, and that's what irritates me about her. After that, what she said in the confessional, she can't hang around Monique anymore because of the fight. It's bad on her and her husband, not her husband, her ex-husband. It's a bad look for them. After she said that, I was completely done with Gizelle. So let's get into this a little bit. Now, over the summer, way before this aired, because this aired a year later, I ran into Gizelle, her children, and her ex-husband. So I knew that Precious and I knew that they were together before it aired that they were together because they were acting like they were together. And I saw them at an ice cream place. I'm not going to say where, but I saw them. We ran into them at an ice cream place. And everyone in the ice cream shop was so upset. Like, they were so happy that she left because she was so rude. Like, she was so rude to everybody at the ice cream shop. And it's just like, people like that, like, when you're in Atlanta, we see people all the time. And unless you Beyonce or Nicki Minaj or Drake, I'm sorry, I'm really not going to acknowledge you. You're not that big of a deal. You're just a person just like I am. I mean, those people are too, but I'm not really going to acknowledge you because I don't care that damn much. You somebody, but you not that damn nobody. So we We saw her and she was just so rude. She was staring at us. She was giving us the ugly, like, it was just a mess. And so fast forward, when she said that about Monique in the confession, it's bad for her reputation. First of all, your storyline, her kids don't even like her daddy, their dad. You can see it on the older kid's face. The older kid don't want to be bothered with the dad. And I mean, that's fine. Y'all all watch Power. He cheated on his wife. And next thing you know, boom, St. Patrick got killed by Tariq. You know, don't cheat on your wife. So it's just like, the dad really brought that upon himself. All those 7, 8 baby mamas paying people off to get an abortion as you're leading a church. It's all over the place. Still leading the church, but doing all that. It's all over the place. And I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes, but if you're a head pastor of a church, there should be no reason you cheat on your wife with 7, 8 different people, having babies by them, and not only that, paying off people to get abortions. It's ghetto. It's very, very ghetto. And then for Gizelle to open up her mouth and say that she can't hang around Ashley because of her reputation, but you out here fornicating with a pastor that was cheating on you, that got 8 baby mamas, that was paying people for abortions. I sentence Gizelle to not ever talk about nobody again. She can't say nothing. Everything Gizelle says is null and void. It's gone. She just can't. Sorry to her. She ran out of character. She can't say nothing. Karen is my other girl that I just love. Miss the Grand Dame. Let me tell you, Karen is a good friend to Monique, just like Ashley. Between her and Ashley, there were the only 2 people that stood up in the name of calling Candace out on her BS, because everyone else was just so stupid they couldn't see the light of day. Oh yeah, and another thing, I forgot, we got to circle back around Wendy, because in the reunion, the fact that she was telling Ashley that she can't call a darker complected woman aggressive because it looks bad on black people and you just can't say that, but you're out here calling Monique a ghetto ratchet hood rat for dragging someone who asked to be dragged. Wendy, shut up. It's the reverse racism, and the fact that Wendy sat up here and said on national television that, I forgot how she said it. It set us back as black women because she got into a fight and it makes us look worse, and this is why people don't take us serious. This is basically why there's racism in the world. First of all, systemic racism does not stem from black women fighting. White women fight all the time. We got other Housewives franchises and white women fighting all the time. That has nothing to do with it. So the fact that they were able, this whole entire season, they were condemning Monique as if they were white women looking down on her, calling her ghetto, calling her hood rat, calling her ratchet, calling her all types of names because she dragged someone who asked to be dragged. Who asked, okay? Who asked? She asked. That did not sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me. At the end of the day, violence is violence, but don't ask for something and get mad that you received it. Don't say that you're triggered and you're that hurt, but you're talking about Monique still and doing all that. Candace needs to realize when you say crazy stuff, sometimes you just need to act upside your head. If you're going to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk, and you need to have the hands to back it up. If not, catch your L and keep it pushing. Robin needs to be off the show. She's a non-factor. She's literally a non-factor. We're not even going to talk about Robin. Robin does not get many moments. Robin has nothing going on. In a house full of ballers but never gets played but got played, it just does not make sense. Robin is very boring. I cannot stand that Robin's on the show. He could put me on Housewives of Potomac for all I care. Robin needs to be off the show. She's boring. She's boring. Every time she was always trying to answer somebody in the reunion, nobody was talking to her. She's boring. Sorry to you, girl. Another one hits the dust, like Jocelyn said. Moving on to Housewives of Salt Lake City, y'all. I'm not sure how long this video is. Y'all can tell I'm very passionate about Housewives. Housewives is like the only franchise I really watch. I don't watch much TV, but when I do, it's Housewives. Housewives of Salt Lake City, I stand. If you do not watch Housewives of Salt Lake City while watching this YouTube video, you need to check the girls out because I love them. At first, I was upset with Andy for doing Salt Lake City. I was like, why would you do that? This is stupid. Then I was like, I saw the cast and I was like, I don't want to watch another white women bickering. Sorry, not sorry. I can't take it. But then something told me to just give it a try, because I saw it was rooted in like Mormonism and stuff like that. So I was like, let me see what this is about. Beautiful. Housewives of Salt Lake City was the best first season that I have seen in a Housewives franchise. I promise you. From the looks, to the cinematography of it, to the makeup, to the drama, every girl has a very unique story. And I love it. My favorite housewife from Salt Lake City is Whitney. Between Whitney and Jen. Now, Whitney this season is the bone carrier, just like Sheree has been in Housewives of Atlanta, if y'all watch Housewives of Atlanta. Whitney is not afraid to be herself. She's the one that she likes to pole dance. Like, you can tell in the show she's not afraid to be herself, and I like that. She's authentically herself. It is what it is. She came in stepping really hot. At first, I didn't like Wendy because she was like, or Heather. Why am I calling the girl Wendy? Oh my gosh. I didn't like Heather. Because at first she was like, yeah, I was cheating on my husband with this man, and then he was cheating on his wife with me, and then we got married, and we've been happy ever since. And I was just like, girl, the Mormon people didn't teach you like how you get them is how you lose them. But I mean, I don't know how long this is gonna last, honey. I'm not gonna lie, her husband does look like her granddad. Her husband looks like her daddy. When you look at them, it looks like another man going through a midlife crisis, was cheating on his wife, and then decided to marry you because you was half of his age. In all honesty. Sorry, not sorry. But then as Wendy started opening up about her dad and his addiction, and how she's taking care of her dad and this, that, and the other, I started to develop a soft spot for her. Just because of that. Just on that alone. I was like, I might like this girl. And so I'm starting to like her. She carries her own. She's authentically herself. And I like that. She's been kicked out of the Mormon church. And I've learned a lot more about Mormonism with watching Housewives of Salt Lake City than I have in my entire life. So it's opened me up to a lot about the Mormon church and about what a lot of the women go through from listening to their stories. Now, what is it? Jen Shah. She's very over the top. I think her and her husband are very cute. He is the yin to her yang. Like, she reminds me of myself, but I'm not that over the top. Like, when I do marry someone, he has to be laid back. Like, he has to be. It can't be two alphas, you know. He has to, I want him to be an alpha, but he has to be very laid back because I'm naturally just like a lot, you know. And that's how Jen Shah is, and her husband really just fits her. Now, what is sad is that I thought it was kind of weird that she was Mormon and her husband was Muslim. I don't personally believe in marrying somebody who's not of my same religion. However, you know, people do it. But like I said, one usually has to change religions. So Jen decided to change and be Muslim. Which is, I mean, I guess. So with that, Jen, she likes to, what does she like to do? I'm sorry, I keep getting like text messages and stuff. Like, my phone is blowing up because it's about to be my birthday, so like people are texting me. Jen loses her anger. Jen likes to make the show about her. Jen has 3 assistants, and we don't understand why she has 3 assistants. Like, it just doesn't add up. Now, I do want to say Jen's son is very cute, and he's going to be a is he going to be a cardiologist or a cardiothoracic surgeon? I don't know, but her son is cute. Shoot my shot. The rest of the girls, Meredith, I don't really like Meredith. I don't like her voice. She talks too slow. Her face doesn't move. I don't want to say she's the Robin of the show. I'm sorry. I gotta say it. She's the Robin of the show. She's boring. She's very boring. The only thing that Jen has going for her is the fact that her son steals everyone away. Brooks, he's like gay fab. Everyone loves Brooks. And the fact that there's cheating rumors with her and her husband. That's the only thing that Jen has, that Meredith has. That's what she's surviving off of this season. And her little friend, the one that has the tequila company, I always forget her name because she's just, something about her I don't like. But at the same time, I feel like if I was a mom, I would be her as a mom. Like, she's a mom, but she's just like, y'all can fend for y'all damn selves. Her children are a little grown, so like she keeps it, it seems like she keeps it a buck and she kind of keeps it real. And I do like that about her, but she does talk a little weird too. I don't know what it is. Is it the fillers? Maybe it's the fillers. I don't know. I'm basically done, y'all. Let me put some highlight. It's basically the fillers. Oh, y'all, let's talk about Mary. Now, allegedly, Mary's granddaddy husband, I saw that Mary's granddaddy husband, honey. Okay, so if y'all don't watch Housewives of Salt Lake City, I'm having to give backgrounds because I'm noticing people haven't watched it, you know? And like, I'm putting people on. Like, the more I talk about it, the more people are like, oh my gosh, Imani, I'm going to watch this. So Mary is the only black girl on the show. I was rooting for her. We were all rooting for her because she's black. She's the only black girl. However, her hair is a mess. She cannot dress. She has money, but she cannot dress. So it's just like, I don't know why people equate. She's one of those people that equate designer to being fashionable. Let me tell you something. You could be fashionable and get all your clothes from the thrift store. Having designer labels does not make you fashionable because she looks crazy and she always looks a mess. I don't know what it is. And the fact that her wigs always look so bad when she's like, I got Dolce & Gabbana, I got this, I got Gucci, I got this, I got that. I inherited all my my grandmother's stuff, her empire, and I had to marry her husband. So you have to marry your grandmother's husband to inherit money and homes. Now that is just weird. I could not do that. I would not marry my grandmother's husband. I'm not doing that. Sorry, not sorry. Just to say I got Dolce & Gabbana to look crazy. It's not it, sis. I do not like Mary. That one statement that she said, she was like, sorry to Jen because her grandmother got her legs amputated at the age of 60. She needs to drink more water. That's why she got her legs amputated. I think that's a very nasty thing to say considering that she's procreated with her grandmother's husband, and not only that, her wigs look crazy. I just can't take anyone serious that is a millionaire and their wigs look crazy. I can't take anyone serious who makes 6 figures and their wigs look crazy. I can't. We can't. Everything she says is null and void, just like Gizelle. She's worth what, $10 million and her wigs look crazy. She has a housekeeper and her wigs look crazy. I want you to see how crazy the lady's wigs look. It makes me upset because I don't understand. And I don't like her. I realize I don't like her. I don't like her on the show. They need to replace her with another black woman. I feel like they put her on there on purpose. Well, they probably put her on there because she married her grandmother's husband. That's probably why she's on there, to be honest. Because it's like it creates buzz. And not only that, allegedly, he was a suspect in her grandmother's death. So not only her grandmother died, her husband was a suspect, and she wrote on her will in order for her to acquire all her riches, she had to marry her husband. It just does not make sense. Something's not adding up, y'all. Something just don't add up. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So we'll see how the rest of the season is going. Right now, Jen really is a firecracker. She reminds me of, I don't want to say she reminds me of Nene. None of these girls are shady. None of them throw shade because that's just not who, they're from Salt Lake City, for God's sake. Like, they don't know what shade is. But with Whitney being the bone carrier, she is not letting up on these girls taking ownership for the things that they say about each other. So I'm glad Whitney finally opened her mouth because these girls be cackling behind each other's back, child. And some of their homes are very empty. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my commentary for the Housewives of Atlanta and Housewives of Potomac and Housewives of Salt Lake City. Atlanta this season honestly has been a little boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's not because Nene hasn't been there, because she's taken breaks from previous seasons. But right now, for some reason, I I can't watch Drew Sidora. Her scenes are very cringy. Her scenes are cringy. Her husband does not care. Her husband disrespects her on national television. I literally was watching and said, how did you procreate with this man? How was your husband able to, you're bringing your husband dinner downstairs and he left to another state for 3-4 days. And then when you ask him where he went, he said, don't question you. Don't question him. How did you procreate with a man like that? You have ignored red signs along the way. That man did not just turn up like that. He's been like that. Her husband disrespects her in every scene. Even when they were talking to the therapist, her husband did not want to hug her. That was very forced. The way her husband looked at her is the way my ex-boyfriend used to look at me when I was crying. He did not care that girl was crying. And on national television, her husband's disrespecting her. I honestly cannot. It's just so cringy. I can't watch it. I can't. It's been so boring. Portia Luther King and Cynthia have been carrying the Housewives right now on their back. Candy's always been kind of boring to me, I'm not gonna lie. The only season Candy was not boring was when she was fighting with Kim about the song and during the pillow talk fight. That's the only 2 seasons that Candy has not been boring. Other than that, everyone else, Fallon, they need to make Fallon not a friend but a real housewife. Please put Tanya on. Tanya, I like Tanya and she needs to be a real housewife of Atlanta. One, because she has her own thing going for her. She's in the fintech industry. She's not just there for bells and whistles. Like, the girl has a career. She's not like Marlo. Y'all know I cannot stand Marlo. Whoever follows me on my Instagram, y'all know I don't like Marlo. Marlo's just an old washed up sugar baby. She never has nothing nice to say about anybody. She always comes for people's bank accounts, and I was raised better than that. I don't like people who make fun of people's bank accounts, because I feel like deep down inside when they see homeless people, they're making fun of people for being homeless. I just don't trust the hoe that talk about people's finances. And Marlo has always talked about somebody's finances or their weight, and she has never been skinny. And she's always messing with older men and sleeping with them for money. No one knows how Marlo got her job. She's talking about she dated a billionaire who bought her house and her mom's house. The girl has been an old washed up sugar baby, and I do not know why Andy has had her on the show. Put Tanya in a real housewife place, please, for God's sake. I'd rather have Yvonne than Marlo, to be honest. Hell, you could put me on the damn show. Other than that, that's all I have for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Honestly, that thing says 50. Y'all, I don't know how long this video is. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And until next time, I love y'all so much and stay true to yourselves. I love you.